Hello everybody, my name is Digmbot, and today we're going to talk a little bit about Battlefield Hardline. You're watching a little match footage in the background, so I'm going to kind of talk about my thoughts on the game. This was revealed at Microsoft's E3 press conference, and the beta immediately went live. It's running on the Battlefield engine, and it's kind of a cops and robbers take on the Battlefield formula. As you can quite plainly see, it's a very good looking game. It's got the wide open city thing going on that Battlefield so often has, and it moves, at a reasonable speed. It feels pretty fun. Let's talk about kind of the positives of the game first. It's got a really interesting idea. I don't know how much people are really going to like it, because in a way it does feel like an add-on to Battlefield rather than a standalone game, but the basic idea of the cops are trying to stop, in this mode, heist, they're trying to stop the criminals from stealing the money and escaping with it, is really kind of neat. Now, in the trailer they showed this huge, long, epic chase with helicopters and people jumping onto motorcycles and yada yada yada. That does not happen. It just doesn't. And I will get to that in a little while. So, while yes, you do need to break in, and as you can see right here, I'm about to kill a cop that came after a guy, and I got the loot, so now I have the package and I have to escape with it. So, go ahead and take off running. So, right here in the demo they showed, things went all crazy, and the cops went into like a really concerted chase, and all this cool stuff was happening. This is more akin to what actually happens. I hop on the bike with one of my teammates driving, and he speeds off, and he takes a jump over a bridge, and we go past a barricade, we get to an armored truck, we hop off, and we steal the loot. Repeat until you win. This is actually what happens in this game. Obviously, I didn't think that what was in the E3 footage was going to actually be the game, but it is still nonetheless a little disappointing. Because the gunplay is so good, it's based on Battlefield, the gunplay does feel really good, driving the cars feels really good. Hadn't gotten a chance to jump in a helicopter as a pilot. I have been a gunner, and yeah, it's great. But the problems with this game are that, well, it's a modern first-person shooter on the military shooter formula. It feels like a shooter, like Call of Duty, like Battlefield. It feels very much like the previous Battlefields, which, take it or leave it, I mean, it is an iteration, not an innovation on the formula. I think the other thing that kind of bothers me about it is, even a couple days after playing it, I don't have time to play shooters all day, every day. I try to pick them up casually to have fun, and one of the reasons you don't see me play a lot of shooters is, frankly, these days it's impossible to play one casually and have fun. If you don't spend hours and hours and hours memorizing the maps and perfecting your loadout, getting your perks just right, then you get owned by people who do spend a ton of time playing the game. And yeah, people are going to say I'm whining, but honestly, I play games to have fun, and it's really not fun to just get wrecked constantly, because I don't spend every waking hour playing the game. Battlefield Hardline has already gotten to that point with this map, and I found this match that I was playing here in the background to be fun at times, but also incredibly unfun at times. And I think that this is a problem that they're going to have to address. They're trying to appeal to a mass market with these shooter games, especially something like this, which is supposedly a fresh take on the formula, and yet the same hardcore hardline mechanics that if you don't spend every waking moment playing it, if it's not the only game you play, then you're just going to get wrecked. And that really, to me, takes away some of the fun value, which is a shame, because there are moments in this game that are fun, like jumping in a car and speeding over towards the objective, hopping out and getting in a gunfight with cops. There's a lot of good stuff in this game. I know that it's early, I know that it's a one-level beta, but I really think that there needs to be some work done. One thing that needs to be taken care of, I know at one point I spawned and there were 3 snipers that could see my spawn spot, and I was just immediately destroyed. Spawned in a van, got hit by a rocket immediately, spawned on a teammate, it spawned me in midair, and I fell to my death, even though he was standing just fine on a ledge. So, beta problems are beta problems, but problems that rise or that stem from the way that modern first-person shooters typically go online, those are all present here, and they're aggravating. That being said, I think that if you can get into the beta, this is certainly worth taking a look at, just for the novelty of seeing that EA and DICE are attempting to do something new with Battlefield. I won't say that it's something new. It feels a lot like Payday, except without all the really cool elements of Payday, like casing everything. It just feels like they said, oh, hey, we're going to rename the capture the flag objective. We're going to rename the flag money, and we're going to rename one team cops and rename one team the criminals. Now go fight. That's really what it feels like. I need to see something to differentiate this game from Battlefield, because right now it's just cops and robbers in a Battlefield engine. It could easily have been a DLC for Battlefield 4, and I have the feeling, I just can't shake it, that the reason they didn't make it a DLC for Battlefield 4 is because they're trying to get away from all the negative press surrounding the issues that game has had. Feel free to chime off in the comments section below with your thoughts on the game and probably your hate and vitriol given what I've said about the game. But hey, that's why I make commentary. Click the subscribe button. My name is Digmbot. Later.